G'day, fun with a flanger. Not any flanger either. It's part of a series of pedals that were brought out by Yamaha 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago. It's part of their professional series effects or system effects, PSE effects. There were 11 in the series, overdrives, tone boosters, parametric EQs, compressors. There was an analog delay in there, flanger of course, there was a chorus. My very first chorus was the CH01 in the Yamaha series, this series. They also came out with some system boards. The SB-40, which this one is, which holds 4 of these effects. There was the SB-100, which held 6, and the 100. If I mentioned the 200, the 100. There's a big board series in it that had all 11 effects, a patch bay plus a gooseneck for lighting. They're incredibly rugged and well built, which is testimony to the fact that Yamaha are approaching, I think, their 100th year, coming up to 100 years of making musical instruments and manufacturing. And this series is incredible. They're built like tanks, and the fact that these are still in really good order sort of is a measure of that. I've got on this board the compressor, noise gate, distortion, and the flanger. I'm running through the katana, and I've got a fairly clean patch going on the katana. There's some delay and reverb as courtesy of the katana. What I'll do is I'll switch off the delay as well. So there's just a bit of reverb. I'll go through the compressor. Guys, this is a very cool compressor, and these switches are really solid, like incredibly solid, well sprung. They're designed for a foot. There's no audible through the signal click that you're engaging a pedal at all, but you can certainly hear it engage physically. There's a switch for 2 modes of attack, attack 1 and 2. One is very, very quick. There it is without the compressor. There it is with compression. I like the second setting. It's not as clampy. It's not as immediate as the first setting. It's great as a booster too, to use as a boost for solos. Especially in combination with the distortion that's on there. In fact, there's a really great combination in this, and that you can set up an incredibly noisy patch with single coils. You can hear that. All right. Hear the hum and buzz that's just been created by turning the compressor and the distortion on. A bit of gain and clipping. And I'll go through this distortion pedal right now. It's a really soft, almost fuzz type of distortion. Get it harder with the tone knob. Turn the tone all the way down, it's quite soft. Turn the distortion all the way up. And the tone all up. And you can get into fuzz territory here. So bring it back somewhere there. Combine it with the compressor. It's a really well controlled fuzz style distortion. It's neat, But we've got that noise. Whacking a noise gate in the signal is awesome with this. With single coils, yeah, you could have a noise gate after the distortion because the distortion is going to introduce some hiss, but most of the noise I'm getting at the moment is single coil hum, right? Switch both pickups in, we get hum cancellation. Yeah, there's a bit of hiss there from the distortion, but the main noise I'm getting is that. Noise gate, boom, gone. Like, gone. Totally. And even that hiss that's there, gone. So that's not hiss that's coming from the distortion pedal. Coming from the compressor. So, noise gate in that spot is eliminating every bit of hum that I'm going to get. And it's not... It's not going to choke my note totally. Of course, you can adjust the release time and the sensitivity of the noise gate to see how closely you want to, or quickly you want to slam that gate. Now, this is really cool because if we bring the flanger into the picture, this is a really cool flanger. Have a listen to that noise. This is the flanger. Noise gate on, no noise, okay. And this is a flanger that can go into self-oscillation really, really quickly. I'm just going to put the flanger on by itself. You can get subtle flanging. Bring the feedback close to off. And you're just getting into chorus stage. Which is nice. Bring your feedback up. That's when you can start to get into self-oscillation stuff, which is very, very cool. And with manual, you set the peak at where that comb filtering will happen. So you can have whale noises all day long if you want. If you want it a little bit more subtle, so you can get into that Dave Gilmour flanging style stuff. The fact that you can go so extreme on this flanger is really, really cool. Combine that with the distortion, like I said, okay. At extreme settings, well, not even extreme settings, you've got this inherent noise happening. Noise gate on, quiet as a mouse. Even get into sort of jet phasery style stuff. Okay, great effects. 40 years old, still working fine, still silent, absolutely quiet. I'm going to pull one of these babies apart so you can see what's going on here. I'll just take the power off this guy. And all you've got to do is release 2 screws, and then you can take this effect out and unplug it. So then you can take the mounting off and then use the pedal individually if you want to just use an individual pedal. So pull this off and you can expose where it actually connects. Now I've found the best way to do this is to take off the pedal casing. So that's 4 more screws. These have got long threads on them. Then we've released the bottom of the pedal, bottom of the pedal housing. There goes 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Take the plastic cover off the circuit board. And you release the battery cable, and then you've just got access to this. Take the plate off, plate goes back there, and then this is how the pedals are individually. Now I haven't put the plastic cover back on the circuit board here, and I'll just put 1 screw in just to hold this together, like that. Okay. They are a wedge shape. They're a solid housing. The switch is incredibly, it's a foot switch. It's designed for a foot. The knobs are really rugged, and they're not loose. They're not wobbly. They are rugged. Even if your foot slips off and hits these two, you are not going to damage those babies. And the fact that they're still on is testimony to the fact that this has withstood the test of time. Right, so back in business with a bit of camera magic there, I'm sure. With a bit of camera magic, I'm sure you've got that sorted out. And there we are. So you could change the order of your effects. You could add in and swap out effects. So you might bring your analog delay in. The analog delay actually was twice the size, so it would fit in 2 slots. So on the big board, yeah, that's fine. On the little board, you just take out small, your small individual effects. Anyway. So this is the Yamaha SB-40 board, which is 40 years old. I'm super impressed with it. And I really love it. If you've got any of these in your collection, let us know what you think of it. If you've got a big board, send us a picture of that, because I've seen one in the flesh once, and there's still a couple hanging around, and they're fetching quite a price. Hey, thanks for joining us. Hit subscribe if you like it. Send us some comments, and I'm going to get into self-oscillating flange territory.